So although Pokemon Journeys had some fantastic moments and one of the greatest battles of all time where we saw our boy become a world champion, I think most people would agree that this series was a big disappointment and a whole lot of missed potential. I think Pokemon Journeys made some big mistakes in planning the series, so today I just want to look back on what went so wrong. So for me, the biggest mistake Pokemon Journeys made was bringing in a co-protagonist for Ash's final series. And at the time we had no idea that this was going to be Ash's final series, so I didn't have many complaints. I actually really liked Go as a character, and by no means is this hate towards him. I thought he was a real fun addition who I could relate to. But not only did they bring in a joint protagonist, but they also gave him the goal to catch every single Pokemon on his way to catching Mew. Every single damn Pokemon. This was just an insane goal to show in anime format, and it did have its fun moments. It let us showcase so many fun Pokemon and give us some great captures, but a lot of the captures just felt like a checkbox, and this is never what the anime has been about. And remember, they're trying to do this all while trying to wrap up Ash Ketchum's story, the character that we followed for 25 years. They're trying to make him world champion, give him major development, and it was just too much for the series to handle, and I think they made a massive mistake in choosing to go down this route. So let's talk about Go a little bit. I think the problem is bringing in this character in just a 3-year series and wanting him to achieve his goal is literally impossible. Maybe if he was here to stay even longer, he'd be the perfect way to showcase tons of Pokemon, but in such a short time he wasn't able to. And you could tell that they wrote themselves into a corner when Project Mew came along. All of a sudden we have this shortcut to Go's goal, we have a way of actually finding Mew. And overall Project Mew was fun, it had some great episodes, brought back my favourite character Gary Oak, who was perfect for something like this, being a researcher now instead of a battler, and a lot of the episodes were actually good, but then they encountered the exact same problem. They started to rush things, they ran out of time, they were trying to juggle Ash becoming world champion and Project Mew at the same time, to the point where Ash and Go even separate for Ash's final battle versus Leon. The only thing they had going for them, the bond between these two that they've built, was just so wholesome, and Go doesn't even get to watch Ash's final battle because of this stupid final Project Mew mission, which was such a waste of time anyway. The two-parter to wrap up Project Mew was just such a terrible rushed mess, and it was just a stain on what could have been a great idea. But let's head back to 2016, Pokemon Go released, everyone was hype as hell, it was massive. So many people were playing it, it was so popular. 2018 we get Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, fun games in my opinion, trying to recapture the success of Pokemon Go. And then in 2019 we get a character called Go, who is clearly inspired by these games, and that's really where all of this started. The gimmick of catching Pokemon really easily, with swerve balls, and just the whole Pokemon Go style is introduced into the anime, and that was the first real mistake this series made. I think the more that Go develops away from his Pokemon Go gimmicks, the better he gets. They didn't need Pokemon Go to create a good character, but most of all it was just such bad timing. I feel just a lack of planning. I really don't think they knew it was Ash's final series when they started writing Pokemon Journeys. Otherwise you'd expect a bit more focus on Ash, better storytelling and better development. But overall, as much as I enjoyed Go as a character, I think the one biggest mistake Journeys made was bringing him in to be a joint protagonist in the most crucial series for Ash, and giving him the most time consuming, unrealistic goal possible, forcing themselves to take away time from Ash's team, skipping over crucial battles on his way to rank up in the Pokemon World Championship. It was just a real mess. Pokemon Journeys had its moments, it wasn't all bad, but I think when you don't plan these things out and just try to cram as much as you can in, it was always going to end badly. I look at Pokemon Horizons and they are just doing a lot right. Everything that Journeys got wrong, they are giving these characters time to shine and develop. It's not perfect, but it feels way more focused and story driven, whereas Pokemon Journeys was just all over the place. One week we were battling Eternatus in the Darkest Day, the next week it was Mewtwo, and then after that it was just an eating contest. If we went back and we knew that it was Ash's final series, the list of things I'd want to see: personal development for Ash spending time with his old Pokemon and new Pokemon, spending time with old companions and learning what it means to be a Pokemon master, what it means to be strong, going through actual struggles and creating meaningful rivalries and bonds, not whatever that shoehorned rivalry with B was. And speaking of shoehorn, don't even get me started on Chloe, another character that was just overlooked and not really developed properly. Looking back at Journeys, it was just an adventure of the week kind of series, very episodic, and some of these episodes were fun as hell, but when you look at what came before, Sun and Moon, X and Y, even Diamond and Pearl, we just deserved so much better for Ash's final series. I'll always be grateful for the incredible battle we got with Leon, but I wish they did a bit more to send off Ash in more of a satisfying way. But let me know what you think. Now some time has passed, what do you think Pokemon Journeys got so wrong? Or were you satisfied with how Ash ended his journey?